as you can. They needed a point guard in the worst way in Minnesota, and they knew it. They were going out to try to address this need for a star player. And I think now when you spin it forward, my understanding is LaMelo Ball is very excited to go play with Anthony Edwards to try to win championships. He knows the task.
LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards on the same team? Are you dead ass? This might be the most unserious, entertaining backcourt we have ever seen.
To come to play for the minimum or whatever they can pay them that Bobby Marks can tell us they can pay. But this is a group that they went all in now with LaMelo Ball, Jaden McDaniels, obviously Anthony Edwards. They felt they needed an infusion of talent. They felt like
Ball made 272 three-pointers. So the brother can score, but his gift is passing the basketball. And look who he's passing it to. A superstar, if ever there was one, in Ant-Man.
Everyone already knew Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball could take over a game by themselves, but the stories shared by former players, NBA stars, and basketball legends make their talent sound almost unreal. The way people talk about them makes it seem like they've seen something most fans never got to witness. And that only adds to the mystery. The wild part is that so many of those stories keep pointing to the same idea. What if Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball ever found the perfect chemistry on the court? What have these basketball insiders noticed that everyone else has missed? And if that moment ever comes, could the NBA be watching something truly special unfold? Back in 2020, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball entered the NBA as two of the biggest young names in basketball, but nobody expected their journeys to become connected in such an unexpected way through Minnesota.
You not doing that in the NBA. Nobody's yes, though. They are. LaMelo Ball is true entertainment.
He plays the competition. That's
but
really
he
what
is
it is.
truly a gem of entertainment.
Yeah.
Like,
is he the best ball brother? Like, is he better than Lonzo?
He's a lot better.
Every time I watch LaMelo play, bro, it's like he don't give.
Nah, he a video game. LaMelo really cares about the game.
100%.
That's how he fell in love with the game. I'm just like, this is how I'm going to play. If I feel like shooting this bitch with one leg from three, I'm going to do it. I don't like. It's not that I don't care, but I feel so free playing this game that this is comfortable to me, coming off a pick, shooting a one-legged three, fade away, one dribble, lob with the left, with the right from half, like which makes him electrified.
He like a young 84 Jordan, boy. You hear me?
You going too far.
Listen, Lord, you not watching. That's how I know he not watching the game.
Wow.
That's how I know you not watching the games. Boy, you watching how
84.
I said 84.
Anthony Edwards was selected with the first overall pick, while LaMelo Ball came off the board just 2 picks later at number 3. Right away, fans started comparing every move they made, debating who would have the better career and which team made the smarter choice. Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball together in Minnesota. Just how high could this backcourt rank across the entire NBA?
And the goddamn speed of the game. I never taught my boys to play by themselves, but together, you can't beat them. And with A-Rod, you already a superstar, so you know what to do. You would take a chance. So go get them boys. You can get Lonzo damn near for nothing. You can get Jello damn near for nothing. Guess what? Coming off the bench, starting, team chemistry, morale in the locker room, whatever you want. Wherever them ball boys together, can't lose. You want the championship? Get them other 2, and I guarantee a championship. Trust me when I tell you.
That question has basketball fans talking everywhere. Years ago, the debate was always about picking one over the other. Who was better? Who had the brighter future? Now the conversation has completely changed. Fans are asking something even bigger, and it's a lot more exciting. What happens when 2 of the most explosive stars from the same draft class end up wearing the same jersey? Just thinking about it has people counting the days until opening night. The excitement keeps growing because more executives, analysts, former players, and basketball legends have all shared how intriguing this pairing could be. Even people who usually stay away from bold predictions have admitted they're curious about how these two could fit together.
With LaMelo now being on this team, I think we should be seeing a much more defensive-oriented version of Anthony Edwards coming into next.
Sort of feels like, Bobby, this is it, right? Because when you look at their future assets, this is sort of I don't want to say it's a last-ditch effort to build around Anthony Edwards, but it does feel like this is the last iteration of future assets that they can afford to put around him.
Y'all tell me if I'm tripping, but why are we bigging up Ant Edwards like he's this generational talent?
Because he is.
Like,
that's why.
Ant Edwards is really good. He's really good.
I think it's damn good to be his age. His speed, his quickness, his ability to make shots at all facets. In the paint. Floaters, threes. He has a 3-tier already, and he's going to only get better. Every game is a learning experience for him and Zoe, two. Just very unique players in our.
Their games are totally different, but that's exactly why so many believe they could bring out the best in each other instead of getting in the way. Anthony Edwards has already become one of the NBA's biggest stars with his fearless scoring, huge confidence, and ability to stay calm when the pressure is at its highest. Meanwhile, LaMelo Ball has earned his reputation with flashy passing, creative playmaking, and a style that sometimes looks more like street basketball than anything you would expect to see in an NBA arena. Put Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball on the floor together, and every single possession could turn into something nobody sees coming. That's exactly why so many fans can't stop imagining how dangerous this duo could become. One of the funniest parts is thinking about how opposing coaches would even prepare for them. An assistant coach could spend days putting together the perfect defensive game plan only for LaMelo Ball to fire off an unbelievable pass that catches everyone by surprise, sometimes even his own teammates.
Here, the mandate when you have Anthony Edwards is to try to win every single year. Those two guys, from my understanding, they're friends. They've had communication in the recent past. And when you look at it from the Hornets' perspective, talent. I spoke to a source today, and my understanding is LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, these guys are friends. They've communicated, and LaMelo Ball understands the task at hand coming to Minnesota, and that's trying to help Ant Edwards win a championship there.
To answer the question, I think Ant Edwards is the best player in the NBA. I just think he brings everything. He brings the intellect. I think he brings he take on the challenge. I think his stats speak for itself.
Then just seconds later, Anthony Edwards could finish the play with one of his explosive attacks at the rim that leaves the entire crowd on its feet. That mix of creativity and fearless scoring is why so many people around the league believe Minnesota could build one of the NBA's most entertaining offenses. Their styles are completely different, but that's also what makes the pairing so exciting to watch. The buzz around Anthony Edwards has been growing for years because so many former players, NBA veterans, and basketball legends keep saying similar things about him. They always mention his confidence, but they also point to something that's much harder to teach. Edwards doesn't shy away from the biggest moments. Instead, he seems to welcome the pressure and play with even more energy when the spotlight gets brighter. Former players have also praised the way he attacks top defenders without fear, while veterans often say his confidence lifts the energy of the entire arena.
Generational? We've seen this player so many times.
I wouldn't call him generational.
We've seen this player so many times. That's why I'm confused.
And who? At 23?
I don't care. The age doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. Age does not matter.
Take the age off.
Right,
who was Anthony Edwards 10 years ago?
Anthony Edwards is funny in the movie, huh?
He got some great personality, don't he?
Amazing.
I actually saw him in like a piece of content. I just thought he had good talent.
He's herky-jerky the way he plays, 6'7". Can pass the hell out of the ball, can shoot the hell out of the ball, can get downhill, and he makes decisions in split seconds. You don't know if he's going to shoot or if he's going to drop it off to a big. Melo's a hell of a player, and I think everybody's known that since he's gotten it.
Randall trade went down, we all knew something bigger was happening in Minnesota. But I thought that big move would be getting Kevin Durant out of Houston. This is early still, but LaMelo Ball has a 75% chance on call sheet to go to Minnesota. And he is a perfect fit with Ant. Minnesota needs to do something big to not waste Ant's prime and be a true contender in the West. And getting LaMelo Ball to be his running mate is the perfect move. I could not think of a better.
That kind of leadership doesn't always show up on the stat sheet because confidence can spread through an entire locker room faster than most people think. When your best player believes every game can be won, that mindset often rubs off on everyone else. Over the last few seasons, that attitude has helped Minnesota grow into one of the toughest teams in the Western Conference. Instead of being known only for potential, the Timberwolves have developed into a team that can compete with anyone on the right night But even with all that progress, the front office appeared to believe another piece was needed. Making a deep playoff run usually takes more than one superstar because long playoff series give defenses time to adjust and target every weakness. That's where a player like LaMelo Ball could make a huge difference. At his best, he does much more than score points. His vision, creativity, and passing can stretch a defense in ways that are extremely difficult to prepare for, forcing opponents to make tough decisions on almost every possession.
Backcourt perspective, knowing how desperately they needed help at the point guard spot. You look at the size that exists within the Western Conference, and really much all you really have is Rudy Gobert.
So this move, yes, it's a vote of confidence in LaMelo Ball. Yes, it's a vote of confidence in everything he can bring to a team. This is a move to keep Ant Edwards engaged.
A brand new team.
Yep.
Julius Randle gone, obviously.
Yep.
DiVincenzo not playing this year because of the Achilles injury. And now you get Naz Reid out of town. And LaMelo Ball gets to team up with Ant Edwards. That's the best backcourt in the West. The Spurs have a great backcourt.
Younger.
Not as good as that backcourt. They could win a championship. You now have two, I think, generational scorers, both under 27 years.
How do their games work together?
I actually think LaMelo matures in Minnesota. I think you see him take a step because Chris Finch is a different type of coach. You're now playing for something. Minnesota's going to have at least 6 to 8 nationally televised games. The difference is going into Minnesota now, it's not his team. It's Anthony Edwards' team. And so that makes you grow up.
Every defender has to stay ready for everything when LaMelo Ball has the ball in his hands. He might pull up from deep, attack the basket, or fire a no-look pass into an opening that almost nobody else even noticed. Those split-second decisions can create easy chances for everyone around him. Now imagine trying to make those same defensive choices while Anthony Edwards is charging toward the rim with his explosive athleticism. Suddenly, every possession becomes a difficult puzzle, and one wrong move could lead to a highlight play that gets the whole arena buzzing. It's easy to see why so many people believe this combination could put constant pressure on opposing defenses. That's also why league executives reportedly viewed this move as one of Minnesota's boldest decisions in years. One general manager even described Tim Connolly as a riverboat gambler, a colorful way of saying he wasn't afraid to take a big swing when the opportunity was there. Playing it safe can be comfortable, but championship opportunities don't stay open forever. Every season brings stronger competition, new rising stars, and fewer chances to make a real title run.
You know what this LaMelo Ball-Anthony Edwards duo reminds me of? Yeah. Spitting image. Both franchises may move as a desperate attempt to keep their stars, and I feel like it's going to end up being the same exact way.
You got to get the other two ball boys. You get the other two ball boys, it will be the most watched team ever in the NBA. Trust me when I tell you. You don't think I'm just talking? No, I'm not. Melo can't win it by himself, but I tell you, with his brothers, I guarantee y'all a championship.
The trade nobody saw coming. The Minnesota Timberwolves give up their entire future to go get LaMelo Ball. I love the trade. I'm a huge LaMelo Ball guy.
You are.
And now you've got a legit point guard and scorer to complement Anthony Edwards out there.
LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards on the same team? Okay. We're about to see the most inappropriate season of a lifetime. Well, we're going to love it. But for the Minnesota Timberwolves, yeah, it could be something special, or this could be a disaster. It could be a disaster on the court. It could be a disaster off the court. If this goes wrong, the domino effect of getting rid of Cat needs to be studied.
Minnesota clearly decided it was time to be aggressive instead of waiting for the perfect moment. The Timberwolves also understood something just as important. Anthony Edwards isn't simply a talented young player anymore. He's become the face of the franchise and one of the NBA's biggest attractions. Once a player reaches that level, the focus shifts toward building the strongest team possible around him before excitement starts turning into frustration. Bringing in LaMelo Ball would send a powerful message across the league. Minnesota wouldn't just be trying to stay competitive. The goal would be to build a team that people remember for years to come.
Thoughts on Ant-Man as a player? Love Ant-Man. Everything about him. On the court, off the court. Happy for him. First of many. All-Star MVPs for him. I love Ant. He got a fan in me and a friend in me for life.
This is what would worry me if I were a Minnesota Timberwolves fan or the Timberwolves themselves. The Hornets saw enough of LaMelo Ball to decide it was time to move on from him. I don't think the return is so great that you could say, oh, it was an offer we couldn't refuse. Through a skeptical lens of LaMelo Ball, I think it's very fair to conclude that the Charlotte Hornets decided it was time to get out of the LaMelo Ball business, and that was the motivation for this deal for them.
You had problems with in the league.
Problems?
Yeah.
Melo.
Yeah.
Melo. By far. Melo is by far the hardest player I've ever had to guard.
Shout out to Melo, man. I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker hit a game winner on me.
And Dirk. Those two.
What made Melo difficult, though?
Man, so Melo was difficult because, man, he lived the whole game. Just trying to get.
But making a blockbuster move is only the first step. Getting all the pieces to work together is where the real challenge begins, and even analysts who like the idea admit there could be new questions to answer along the way. When one important piece is added or another is moved, it can create unexpected challenges somewhere else on the roster. That's why coaching becomes such a big part of the story. Chris Finch has earned plenty of respect around the NBA for building creative offensive systems that play to his players' strengths instead of forcing everyone into the same role. That approach could be especially valuable with dynamic players like Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball, because giving talented playmakers freedom often allows their creativity and confidence to shine even brighter. Just imagine how exciting this could be.
At the same time, also, Ant wants to win. So if you come in there, he's chill, he's cool, but he wants to win. He wants to compete every night. I think that helps LaMelo in different spots of the game, especially where he can grow as it pertains to time and score, possessions, value in possessions, making sure you execute every time down, especially 5 minutes to go in the game. And
what kind of offense do you run with those two guys?
I think you still want to play fast. You still got Jay McDaniels. I mean, losing Nas Reed.
Certainly think you want to play fast.
Yeah, I think.
From what I've heard, by the way, like Anthony Edwards is over the moon was the quote I got. 12 months from now, Anthony Edwards is Supermax contract extension eligible. And one way or the other, the Wolves needed to get to a point where come June, July of 2027, Anthony Edwards was over the moon and excited to commit longer term to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I think that's a big part of the risk associated with this move. It's a big part of
LaMelo Ball grabs a defensive rebound and immediately pushes the pace, while Anthony Edwards takes off down the wing before the defense has a chance to get set. For a split second, defenders freeze because they have no idea if the pass is actually coming. And then somehow the ball arrives right on target anyway. A moment later, Edwards finishes the play above the rim, the crowd explodes, and fans are already reaching for their phones to watch the replay over and over again. If plays like that happen throughout an entire season, Minnesota wouldn't just be a tough team to beat. They could become one of the NBA's most entertaining teams to watch. Even experienced analysts have said they're excited to see how this partnership could develop, because LaMelo has rarely had the chance to play on a team with serious championship expectations. Much of his NBA career has come with rebuilding teams where amazing highlights didn't always lead to meaningful postseason battles. A move to Minnesota would completely change that situation. Every game would carry bigger expectations, every possession would matter even more, and the spotlight would naturally grow brighter. National TV appearances could become much more common if the team performs at a high level, bringing even more attention to what this duo could accomplish together. The biggest question now is whether this kind of environment could help LaMelo Ball reach another level in his game alongside Anthony Edwards. If the answer is yes, the rest of the Western Conference could have a serious challenge on its hands. That's the possibility that has so many fans and basketball insiders paying close attention to this potential pairing.
Two-way, three-point shooter, ability to defend, play both sides of the floor. This is a major hole that gets filled for the Hornets front court moving forward.
Okay.
Out of all of that, but if you have to look at a trajectory, if you have to look at what's the energy, the it factor, everything, the early success, right? Winning, carrying an organization, dealing with different trades, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would have to say, he is that.
I noticed it in Melo.
Yeah.
I think when they were a team that was injured, not probably going to win many.
Yeah.
He got loose.
Yeah.
And tries stuff, and you know what I mean? He uses creativity, and efficiency was kind of out the window.
That's also why many former players believe the Timberwolves could be adding much more than just another talented guard. The excitement isn't only about individual talent, it's about how two very different stars might bring out the best in each other if everything clicks on the court. NBA history is full of superstar duos that looked amazing on paper but never reached their full potential once the season started. At the same time, there have been partnerships that surprised everyone because each player made life easier for the other instead of fighting for the spotlight. Minnesota is clearly hoping Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball could fit into that second group, and it's easy to understand why people are so intrigued by the idea. One of the biggest myths about star teammates is that both players have to control the ball all the time to succeed. In reality, many of the best duos work because each player creates easier scoring chances for the other. If that chemistry develops, routine possessions could quickly turn into exciting highlight plays that leave defenses scrambling for answers. One of LaMelo Ball's greatest strengths is the way he rewards teammates who stay active. Players who sprint the floor, cut to the basket, or keep moving without the ball often receive passes before defenders can react. Anthony Edwards has never needed an invitation to attack the rim.
Sure. Anyway, LaMelo has never really played for anything with stakes. Even this year, the Hornets were a play-in team.
Well, and also they were playing with a little bit of house money because they were having their best season in so many years.
So he will enter this season with stakes. He will enter this season with a highlight. He's been on national TV, 2 times a year max? These guys are going to be all over the national television.
Is that a note to our bosses?
They're not going to need that note. They're going to do
Nuggets days, they were in glaring needs of other positions. Like back then, they needed a true point guard. In Minnesota's case, who's your power forward? Who's your big man? Just Rudy? Losing Nas Reed is such a big blow, and I feel like the Timberwolves are going to realize it when it's too late. The backcourt between LaMelo and Ant, it might be pretty fun.
But Anthony Edwards, man, he got it, man. When I saw this kid hit me with an in and out, he turned the corner so fast, I said, oh my God. It took like a half second for me to say, I think he has more talent than Dwayne Wade. Anthony Edwards, and then we're going to put this on Instagram and all those places because y'all want to get this stuff on. He has more talent than Dwayne Wade. Now, will he fulfill his talent? That remains to be seen.
So putting his explosive style alongside one of the league's most creative playmakers has the potential to create plenty of exciting moments. Every fast break suddenly feels like it could turn into a highlight. One defensive rebound can instantly become an easy scoring chance before the other team even has time to get organized. That's the kind of speed and creativity that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. That's also why so many basketball legends and analysts keep saying chemistry could be the biggest factor in how far this team goes. Talent can win plenty of games during the regular season, but strong trust and teamwork are often what separate good teams from the ones that make deep playoff runs. Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball have reportedly built a friendship away from the court, and that connection could help them adjust to playing together more quickly if they become teammates. Instead of spending months figuring each other out, they may already understand the confidence, competitive mindset, and energy that each brings to the locker room. Of course, there are still important questions for Minnesota to answer. The Timberwolves could face challenges in the front court after losing valuable contributors, and replacing that production won't be easy. The front office also has limited financial flexibility, so Tim Connolly may have to lean on smart planning and creative roster moves instead of simply making another expensive addition. Finding affordable veterans, uncovering underrated role players, and making smart moves around the edges of the roster could end up deciding just how far this team can go. Those smaller decisions often make the biggest difference when the playoffs arrive. Some of Tim Connolly's moves have been questioned at first, but several have looked much better once fans saw the bigger picture. This could be one of his boldest decisions yet because it reflects a belief that elite star talent can overcome roster weaknesses that still need to be addressed. It's a big swing, and the pressure to make it work would be just as big. Looking ahead to the 2026-27 season, the excitement wouldn't stop with Minnesota. The Western Conference is packed with talented teams that all believe they can make a deep playoff run, but the Timberwolves could bring something to the table that very few opponents can match. With Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball on the floor together, the team would feature two young stars capable of creating unforgettable highlights on almost any possession. Just as important, both players are still in the stage of their careers where they can continue to improve. That's a big reason why so many fans and analysts are intrigued by the possibilities. If this partnership reaches its potential, the Timberwolves could become one of the NBA's biggest attractions for years to come. National TV networks could have their eyes on Minnesota all season. Arenas could be packed with fans hoping to witness the next incredible highlight, and every Timberwolves matchup might come with even more excitement. With Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball sharing the spotlight, nobody would know what amazing play could happen next. And that's exactly what makes the possibility so exciting. For a franchise that spent years trying to reach this level, that kind of attention would be a huge moment. And if Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball truly bring out the best in each other, the 2026-27 season could be remembered as the start of an exciting new chapter in Minnesota basketball, with the Timberwolves becoming one of the most talked about teams in the NBA. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest NBA updates. Let us know in the comments where you think an Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball backcourt would rank in the league. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.